subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Hi everyone, my name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all on Important Media once again. We are actually towards the end of this season of interview experiences for 2021, so that all these interviews and experiences are going to be helpful for 2022 and 23 participants in the year 22 and 23. Today I'm going to be speaking with Anurag, who recently got admission in MDI Gurgaon, one of the very interesting institutes, and I welcome Anurag here. He has taken admission in the strategy area. So I'm going to speak with him around his PhD interview experience as well as why did he choose strategic management as an area and all about his overall journey so far. And one very interesting thing, he contracted COVID during his interview preparation and interview when he appeared for the interview. So he's going to tell us about his experiences in this interaction. Hi Anurag, welcome. Welcome on
Hello,
Important
ma'am.
Media.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me over here
Yeah.
and speak about my experience.
Uh, so Anurag, first thing first, tell me why do you wanted to do research in the first place?
Yes, ma'am. So this goes back in the time when I was pursuing my engineering, ma'am. So this
Mm,
was way back in 2016. So
mm,
that was a time when I was more inclined towards research, and I used to present papers as well. They were small technical seminars, ma'am, where I used to go there and present papers. Even though I did not knew anything about research, I used to just go there and present something about that.
mhm,
Also, ma'am, when I got an admission into NIT Rourkela and I got an exposure towards research and during my dissertation and also during my internship, ma'am, which I did my from NABARD Raipur. So there I
okay.
worked for upliftment of rural financial institutions,
Uh,
and I understood how significant role research plays in eradicating the issues, ma'am, like in terms of the basic issues or advanced issues that any organization or any firm or any individual also faces in day-to-day life. So research plays a very important role, ma'am, and that is how I got inclination that I want to make a career out of it.
uh,
So that is why, ma'am, I wanted to pursue my research and I wanted to pursue a PhD degree in the very first place. And that is
uh.
how I really got in passion, like interest towards doing it.
So
Yeah.
your engineering experience. So that gives me an indication that if somebody who is inclined towards research, the engineering degree or the undergrad degree helps us in building our research mindset a lot because the projects or the internships which we take during those days are helpful in taking research as a career choice, as a serious career choice. So this is one thing. So tell me more about your MBA because you have done your MBA as well. Did you do any research project during your MBA as well?
Yes, ma'am. So my area of specialization was, ma'am, finance and human resources,
Huh.
and my dissertation was on psychological issues on of cooperative bank employees during
Okay.
demonetization and how had demonetization affect them psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with issues, ma'am, and I came up also with because of my dissertation research findings. So I could come up with possible solutions on how I can eradicate or minimize those problems or those concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how, ma'am, that dissertation enhanced my thinking ability, and it made me more inclined towards how I can take it on a further level and how I can use it as a platform for coming into bigger picture, ma'am, and like dealing with something which is of of national concern maybe in
Mm.
future. So
Okay.
that is the idea which I got, ma'am, during my
Okay.
dissertation at NIT
Okay.
Rourkela. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So NIT Rourkela, then your MBA, and there are two interesting things in your profile. One, that you worked in MICA with a professor, and then also assisted on a project at IIT Delhi in one of the
Yes,
projects.
ma'am.
So how and why did you choose these two unique projects?
Yeah, ma'am. So after I graduated from NIT Rourkela, ma'am, so I was more inclined towards getting into an academic job. So I started applying to various RE positions or project positions at various institutions, and thereafter I got to know that there is a vacancy in Industrial Research Development Unit, IIT Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
under Dr. Sanjay Dheer, who is an associate professor at Strategic Management area at IIT Delhi. So there, ma'am, like I got an opportunity to work under him, and there I worked on two research papers, ma'am. So the entire project was of 3 months. So because of my, I think, the dedication and the kind of contribution that I was giving, it was actually, extended for 2 more time. So the entire period was for 9 months in total. So I also contributed towards one review paper as well during the time when I was in IIT Delhi. So I actually, ma'am, submitted two research papers over there, and I was also a part of artificial intelligence. That was the third part, that third review paper, and how artificial intelligence has created a boundary, like on what human mindset has set, like how it is actually, going beyond that boundary, and how can we, building on the literature that has been conducted till now, how can we as researchers can actually make a boundary for artificial intelligence to not go beyond what has already been set up, and it has to stay under that. So ma'am, after my stint at, like my experience at IIT Delhi, so I got an opportunity to work at MICA. So I worked under business management area under Professor Taral Pathak, who is a finance professor. So there, ma'am, since I had a research experience at IIT Delhi, so I got an experience as a teaching assistant over there. So over there, ma'am, I was more inclined towards taking quizzes, evaluating those sheets on how to understand the psychological, like how understanding how much they have understood the students in particular. So these two areas, which I feel, ma'am, like any professor should have, like in any field wherever he or she goes. So these two experience I got, ma'am, and this is how IIT Delhi and MICA Ahmedabad actually helped me to understand the basic foundation of research and teaching.
So Anurag, you are the only profile so far I interacted with on Import Hub who deliberately chose research as a career choice, planned step by step, as in like having a project during the engineering days, during the MBA days, and then post that you prepared yourself in working in a position of an RA and exploring different research projects and writing around it. So, and teaching assistants as well. So, made your profile in a very, very dedicated towards research. And then all these projects are extremely wide and I think considering different domains, and that's how I believe that you chose strategic management as your area because that's the capstone of all the areas, functional areas which we have. Finance, may you have worked in OBHR, you have worked in artificial intelligence. You already have some understanding about um, literature review, writing scholarly articles, and all. Okay. So you created your profile before applying to any of the PhD programs, and then you applied to IIT Delhi, and you also applied to MDI Gurgaon. Tell me more about your preparation times. How did you prepare for these two institutes?
Yes, ma'am. So in particular, ma'am, like when I completed my like research experience, and while I was pursuing my research at IIT Delhi also, I was actively applying to various IIMs and XLI Jamshedpur also, where I've given an interview. So I had a call, ma'am, from IIT Delhi. IIT Delhi, I did not convert the second call list. I actually converted IIT Madras for interview. So I converted IMT Ghaziabad, XLI Jamshedpur, and ma'am, IIT Jodhpur as well. So these institutions, I got a call for interview. So ma'am, like in this whole preparation at MDI Gurgaon also, I'll just start with the so ma'am, in MDI Gurgaon there is 3-stage process through which the application gets shortlisted first. So first initial, after screening, initial screening, ma'am, they'll be calling you for 3 rounds. That is, the first round is VAT, written ability test, where they will be giving you an abstract topic over which you have to write at least 2 pages of your thoughts or your ideas, and that will be done at least in half an hour. So you have to submit that. After that, ma'am, you have an area interview, the particular area which you are applying for, be it strategy, be it OBHR, or be it operations or any other field. The third round begins with cross-sectional interview, ma'am, where in cross-sectional interview, there will be professors, eminent scholars from all the various diverse areas. So even if you are from strategy area, there'll be scholars or professors from OBHRM domain or finance domain, and they will be posing questions from their own particular field. So, ma'am, in the very first, the very first, after clearing the very first round, that's the VAT round, I was called in for the area interview. And the particular area interview lasted for 15 minutes. So, in that particular area interview, ma'am, the major questions that were posed for me, they were about research proposals. So, my research proposal was about ambidexterity, under which I worked for the same research paper which I wrote for IIT Delhi also. So I got an idea on how ambidexterity is and how ambidexterity leads to organization performance. So I was inclined towards how innovation ambidexterity leads to enhancing organization performance, especially in emerging economies. So this is how I prepared my proposal, ma'am, and I was going through various literatures as well. On the recent papers, the recent paper which I got was from China, in China's perspective. So over their perspective, ma'am, I just understood that since it is developing country, so we can also have a comparative analysis of developing countries and developed countries, and then we can come out with some strategies or some innovative thoughts through which we can actually make a contribution to the society as a whole. So that was my proposal, ma'am. So I remember there was a professor who asked me what innovative index is. So I actually had a thought that I knew innovative index is a parameter through which innovativity is measured, but I did not know the definition, ma'am. So I think I was stuck over there in that particular context. But I backed it up with the scaling, like on how scaling are done and how research scaling is being done and how which variables should we take to measure innovation. So I backed it up with that, ma'am. And there was a former professor who asked me, "What are you going to do after your PhD or FPM program from MDI Gurgaon?" So I replied to that professor that I want to go for postdoc. So thereafter, ma'am, the professors told like what contribution or what value will it add to MDI Gurgaon if you're going for postdoc. So I told ma'am that like even if I go for postdoc, I will come back to the same place, that is MDI Gurgaon, and I will try to give as much as I can, whatever I've learned over there, and actually make a contribution to the young business minds of India. So that was my answer, ma'am. And there were more follow-up questions, and there was a professor, ma'am, who asked me, how will you collect the data? Since emerging economies which I spoke about was which are from US countries also, and there were some countries which are from Arab Emirates. So they asked me how possible it was for you, to collect the data. Is it not difficult for you to collect the data? So I told them, ma'am, that because of the LinkedIn connections that I have made and I have friends who are working over there, so it's not very hard for me to collect data from those particular industries or those sectors. And I think that's where I convinced them to a bit, and they were actually convinced that okay, maybe he has a serious passion towards research and maybe he really understands what research is all about. So I think that was the phase, ma'am, which I actually thought maybe I can convert this. This was followed by the cross-sectional area, ma'am. In the cross-sectional area, the professors were more inclined towards the cross-disciplinary research, what my research holds. Even if the topic was innovation ambidexterity, they were more inclined towards what application it holds in terms of operations research or in terms of OBHRM research, and in terms of developing economies. If in case we take developing economies, what contribution it will have in terms of what are the uh, for various what in regard of what we can say, yeah, in regard of the real concerns, mostly in terms of pandemic, ma'am, like even in terms of times of uncertainty, how these research can enhance or can assist in overcoming the issues or challenges that is being faced by researchers or mankind as a whole in times of uncertainty. They were also like, ma'am, this was also followed by some questions which I could not answer because I did not know some answers, ma'am, because they were also more concerned towards their own particular area. So they asked me some questions about finance, so that I had no not much idea about, ma'am, because I was more inclined towards strategy. So I think they understood that, but I don't think that came out as a concern for them because they understood that I have a core idea of my proposal. That is most important, what I feel, ma'am, that you should actually have a thorough knowledge of your research and how you are going to put it forward over in that admission committee and how it is going to be depicted in front of them. Okay. So I think that was the part, ma'am, where I thought, yeah, I could convert that. Yeah.
Okay. So the moment you got your admission letter, How did you feel?
Ma'am, to be really honest with you, like I seriously did not expect it to happen, and it was a moment of shock. It was a moment of real happiness, and I remember, ma'am, I actually had tears in my eyes, and I
Uh-huh.
was really very happy that actually I've cracked it after 2 years of hard work, and the entire 2 years were like really very, ma'am, like very stressful for me also, because I really wanted to make a place into a FPM program or a
Mm.
place into a reputed B school where
Mhm.
actually I can, like make a place for myself. And that was the moment where actually I thought, okay, fine, like, like now I have made it to FPM program. Now it will be all good.
So
So I was really
finally,
happy.
finally, like something which you always wanted happened with you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So it was the, yeah, very happy moment.
Okay, great. So, how are you feeling now, the moment you entered in the FPM program? Because the coursework calls for a lot of energy and dedication and determination. So, how are you feeling now?
Ma'am, in the very first interaction, also the professors told us that, since you are the best out of the lot that we have picked, so we have very high expectation from all of you, from the entire batch of FPM and EFPM batch. And they actually told us that, you should take your pace, but don't forget the reason, the very core reason that you are here, that is research,
Hmm.
and how you are going to benefit us at MDI Gurgaon in terms of publication, in terms of the research output that you are going to give. So don't forget your main intent over here, your main purpose. And coursework also, ma'am, it's kind of challenging, but also it's a very good learning experience for me also, ma'am, because there is so much to learn. There is so much sharing of ideas, sharing of thoughts, and it will be a very good learning experience for me also, ma'am.
Mhm.
I look forward to that. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, coursework is actually a real catch. So, where the maximum you can learn or we learn over a period of time in the coursework, it gives a lot of preparation. It helps us in our thesis preparation and thesis design and all those aspects. If I ask you one very interesting question around how to prepare for the PhD program in terms of the content which we read, in terms of the journals which we read, what journals or which journals or which books did you follow, or would you like to recommend any book or journal to the upcoming potential PhD candidates?
Okay, ma'am. So if in case I'll talk about strategy, ma'am, because that was
Hmm.
a research which I wanted to follow. So in
I
terms of
I am
strategy,
also a
ma'am,
fellow of strategy area. Do you know that? Strategy
yeah,
marketing.
ma'am. I'm Indore. Yes, ma'am, I'm Indore. Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
I went through your profile, ma'am. Yeah. So,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
yes, ma'am. So, in strategy area also, ma'am, like, like there were a lot of interesting areas where I worked upon in terms of ambidexterity also, like all the basic books, ma'am, basic books on strategy, like the Porter's framework. All the basic concepts should be cleared. First of all, the basic foundation of strategy should be cleared with you, ma'am. That's
Hmm.
what I feel, because they
Hmm.
check that as well. Because if you don't know the basics, that is the very first, I think, the elimination round, you can say that.
Hmm.
And after clearing the basics, ma'am, like in terms of strategy also, there are a lot of A-star publications, ma'am, like in Academy of Management Journal, International Management Society. Then there was an
They start
operations journal
journals.
also, ma'am, which I read,
Uh,
that is Journal of Cleaner Production.
hmm.
Yeah, Journal of Cleaner Production. So that also I went through. International Journal of Strategic Management. There was also one more journal, ma'am. And
Hmm.
I also went through research papers of 2021, 2020, which
Hmm.
actually spoke about the research which I wanted to do. So if in
So,
case, ma'am,
Anurag,
there is any
I
research.
will
Hmm.
share here with the audience, those who are listening. We will, attach an article in the description box which talks about ABDC listing of the journals, wherein they can find out which journals are A listed
Sure,
and
ma'am.
A star listed, so that they can also have a reference, download the list of
A star,
from the
ABC, ma'am.
yeah, so from the
Hmm.
ABDC list, and can explore, because all of many of the people doesn't have this experience or exposure which you have had about A star or A category journals. So they can just download it from our website, Import Hub's website. We are going to tag the article link in the description box so that they can explore about it. Yes, now you can carry on.
Sure, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So basically, ma'am, what I really wanted to figure out was like the research idea which I had, that was an ambidexterity.
Hmm.
So, ma'am, ambidexterity talks about exploration and exploitation. So, I first focus upon, ma'am, like how ambidexterity has influenced and what research has been done in the past. So, I used to go on Google Scholar, ma'am, and I used to just type ambidexterity, year name 2021. So, the very first paper that was on ambidextrity was in 1976. That was the very first paper. Then, ma'am, I really followed the research papers, the later on research papers, and what new techniques or new findings that have been done. So on those papers, I also used to go through the limitations and gaps in findings, like whatever they used to find, and I used to make them my objectives, and I used to check whether these objectives or these limitation or gap, is it feasible or not.
Hmm.
If in case I have to implement those in, but in a developing country like India,
Hmm.
do I have that kind of resources?
Hmm.
So I used to follow on that. I used to consult with lot of professors. I used to have a discussion with my seniors. I spoke to a lot of researchers, ma'am, lot of IM, FPM alumni, FPM scholars who are currently enrolled in the strategy area itself. And I used to just call them and I used to tell them, "Ki, sir, is it feasible? Can we do this?" And then they used to tell me this inputs that, okay, fine, you can do this. You can do this, like you can just take it this forward, or you can add these variables. So
And you never
thereafter, ma'am,
contacted me. I'm feeling sad about
yeah, ma'am, I will contact you in future. Yeah.
it. That was just to crack a joke, nothing else.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, there I got an idea on how we can actually frame a, like a proposal. So, ma'am, in proposal also, if I want to say like can we speak about
Yeah,
proposal
yeah,
also,
please,
ma'am?
please, please.
Yeah.
On proposal, on
So,
SOP, you can
yeah.
speak on anything.
Yeah, ma'am. So in terms of research proposal also, ma'am, the basic foundation of research proposal is formulating a research problem, and whether that research problem is relevant to the modern context or not. In times of uncertainty right now, ma'am, if I talk about something like demonetization, it does not happen. It does not hold very much significance. So that is what, ma'am, and I really went through some academic society, like there were like Philip Kotler, and what in what conference? What did he say? The recent conference, what in which is being held, Emerald Publishing, the recent public webinars which they used to held, and then all these conferences, webinars, I used to always look for some one or two points where which was the main focus, ma'am. Also, there are some special issues of every journals. Like right now, they focus upon innovation and creativity in terms of uncertainty. There was some research paper which was publication whose focus was on that. So I used to focus on these conference themes, man. I used to think, okay, fine, does it hold relevance in the next 4 to 5 years or not? Also, ma'am, there was also one more thing. Like I think I should tell you this also, that there were like I used to also go through QS World Ranking, and I used to go through scholars over there, and I used to look
Hmm.
at their research interest. What are the research area that they are working upon right now? So I used to go through their research interests. What are the PhD topic that they are working upon? Does it hold relevance here in India? And how impactful it will be in the near future?
Hmm.
So I, after having all these discussions, ma'am, I formulated a research topic, which was for me innovation, ambidexterity, and its influence in enhancing the performance of organization in emerging economies. So this was my proposal, ma'am, and that is how I came upon various dependent, independent variables, the kind of literature review that is being followed by the kind of statistical techniques which I'll be using, whether I'll be using smart PLS, SPSS, R programming, whether I'll be using, like regression correlation, what kind of output it might generate.
You already know
I
so
also
much, Anurag. I think I should learn from you again.
know it's like, ma'am, it's just because I feel that there is so much to learn even today, because what I feel
Can
when
I
I
ask
come
you
to MTech.
something now? It's a very serious
Yes,
question
ma'am.
here.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, do you think that your knowledge, which you already have, in terms of research and the methodology and all the other aspects, um, you were rejected at various other places? Was that the reason? Is there any possibility around it?
Ma'am,
Because you knew
I
already
don't
so much.
really know. Yes, ma'am. Because to be really honest with you, at Accelera in Jamshedpur interview, ma'am, I remember I did not even, there was not even a single question which I did not answer.
Hmm.
And even then, I was not selected.
Hmm.
So I really don't know, ma'am, because they actually told me that you are a researcher, you're a hardcore researcher, and that's how they addressed me over
Hmm.
there in the interview. But
Hmm.
even then, ma'am, I don't know how did not work out, because when I saw the list, there were scholars who there was a scholar who was selected from Wharton Business School,
Hmm.
like they were from US business schools. I think that was the reason, ma'am, that they actually had an opportunity to select people who came from abroad as well. So that might be one shortcoming, ma'am, on my part, because I did not have a foreign experience maybe in my area. But ma'am, like I actually answered all the questions at Xlr Jamshedpur, and I was very disappointed that I did not convert Xlr Jamshedpur.
You were
But
over
even
prepared actually then.
yeah, I think, ma'am, that might be one of the questions, I guess, one of the reasons. Yeah.
Possible. So I really don't know, but then I always ask candidates or students who are preparing for the PhD at least have some kind of research experience from engineering or from MBA or from some kind of um, some kind of project which help you understand about research a little bit. So that is something which is very interesting in your profile because you have gotten so much rich experience already before you entered in the FPM program. Any thing specific that you want to share with the upcoming potential PhD students or upcoming students? Would you like to share something else, like how
Yes,
to?
ma'am.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So on my part, ma'am, I just want to share one thing, that even after they clear the basic eligibility, that is the qualifying CAT examination or qualifying UGC JRF or UGC NET, that actually, ma'am, that is the basic criteria which everybody will fulfill. What really matters for you is how you present yourself in the interview, and do you have that answer to the question that they are posing, because they don't expect us to be an expert researcher, ma'am. That is
Hmm.
what I feel. They
Hmm.
just want us to just have a basic understanding of how research functions. And ma'am, to be really honest with you, like we should actually have a basic understanding of what research is all about. That's what you have also always spoken about, that
Hmm.
at least have a basic understanding. If they just know how to write a research proposal, actually know, like at least read that research methodology book. So I used to refer to this book, ma'am, like Kothari book, research methodology book. Yeah, I read that all the time. I used to just go through that before every interview. I used to just read that every time, and whenever everybody was they might ask me what is the kind of sample that you're going to use, whether it like what is the kind of population, what is the kind of regression, what is the kind of framework that you'll be using, whether it will be
Hmm.
primary database or secondary data that you'll be collecting.
Hmm.
So we should actually have an answer to all these questions, ma'am, and they should actually understand, okay, fine, professor is asking like this, so I should answer in this way. Or maybe the research might be inclined towards something more like in one particular focus, but what it is empirical or not, whether it can be statistically tested or not, whether it is qualitative or quantitative. Ma'am, like this basic thing you should know. That's what I feel.
इतना ज्यादा आपने बता दिया ना, आने वाले लोग घबरा जाएंगे कि इतना पढ़ना पड़ेगा पहले से ही. So what will we do in our PhD programs? So you are
Hmm.
actually a well researched profile. Actually, you already have had that experience. Many of the candidates do not have that exposure or do not have this experience. So yours is a very unique and a different profile. So I am sure this is going, your previous work, your previous exposure is going to be helpful for your upcoming coursework and writing and all those related to research aspects. I'm sure this is going to be very helpful. And I wish you all the best, Anurag. One parting line which I would like to share with you, that um, you made it through and you are going to live this life. It's going to be lonely, it's going to be all alone because research is your journey. This is something which you have chosen. So it's going to be tough, but then you are tougher than your research journey. So I wish you all the best and stay in touch. Jaldi fir milenge. Thank you.
Surely, ma'am. Thank you so much for your blessings, ma'am. Thank you so much.
It's great to see you all here. Thank you for watching our work. If you have not subscribed to Inkpot Hub Media, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel and support research celebrations in India?